gonna finish the whole Indiana Jones trilogy. Of course, I already spoke about Raiders of the Last Ark, so now we're just talking about the last two films of this trilogy. Of course, see all the movies before the new one comes out. So if I do go see the new movie, I can be a little prepared. So, anyways, let's get right into it. The movie that we're talking about today is Indiana Jones: The Temple of the Doom. Indiana Jones: The Temple of the Doom is an action adventure, and it's about the character of Indiana Jones before the film Raiders of the Last Ark, where he's doing a mission. He escapes, but the plane crashes, and now he's stranded, but with this girl and his partner Short Round, and he gets told by the Indians, "Hey, there's a stone that they took from us. Can you please get it back from us and back from them?" And then he accepts and goes for another adventure. And the film's runtime is 118 minutes. The film is in PG. The film is in color. And of course, the movie is directed by the great Steven Spielberg, of course known for the movies Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and the film E.T. So, Temple of the Doom. I've heard a lot about this film. This is a film that really tested the limits. Let's start off with that. When it comes to the film rating, of course, the movie's PG, but this film is not PG. It was, if I remember, it was this film and the movie Gremlins that had so much controversy that they had to change the rating to PG-13. So that's this film, because of all the blood, all the violence, a lot of shit happens in this film, and it makes sense. This film is great, though. This is, of course, some say the most underrated of the trilogy, or the weakest link. I mean, it is, but it doesn't make it a bad movie. It's still a really fun film. To be honest, it might be the most fun film out of the trilogy. It is full-blown adventure. It is exciting from beginning to end. At one point, it's the first act, and then there's second act. I didn't even feel the third act. This was because it was just so much shit going on. So this film was just very exciting from beginning to end. So, and the performances all around are pretty good. Of course, you got the main character of Indiana Jones, played by Harrison Ford, and his Indy. He's of course, this takes place before Raiders, so he's there. He's doing his adventure. Gets caught in a pickle, so he escapes, gets in a plane, it crash lands, and now he needs to get to a palace to get the stones. And this is definitely the most comedic of the series. Indiana Jones is great. Harrison Ford is amazing as this character. That has not changed, not one bit. He's amazing. He's funny, and he's a womanizer too, and he's great. Indiana Jones is a great character, and he's just an amazing. And Harrison Ford plays him beautifully. You also got his partner, of course, played by for now, Ke Huy Quan, who now is an he won the damn thing from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Of course, he plays Short Round, his little partner in crime. He's there. He helps him around. He's just there with the journey. He helps him with things. He really likes Mr. Indy, and considers him a great friend. And Short Round is great. He's amazing. I really love Short Round in this movie. He's really funny. He's hilarious, and he's great. He's a great child actor in this film. It sucks that we didn't get to see more of him when he was older, but I'm glad we got it now. But he's great. Short Round, a really lovely supporting actor. You also got the love interest, Willie, who's a singer. She's a singer. She doesn't go outdoors, and she gets stuck with Indy, and they're outside, which she hates, and she just complains a lot in this movie, but also tries to get Indy. And she's a cool supporting actress. Of course, compared to the last one, she's nowhere near the badassery or the level of Marianne, but she's still a pretty solid supporting actress. She's a gullible dummy who just doesn't like the outdoors, and Indiana Jones is the complete opposite of that, so they have really good banter, and yeah, she's pretty good in the movie, though. And you also got the main villains, the cult. That's pretty much, they're a cult where they rob the stone, and they are very much they're not good people. I don't want to get into it, but there's shit in this film that is like, wow, that's you definitely test the limits of the PG rating. I'm like, wow, all right, I see Temple, I see what you're doing here. The Raiders too. I mean, Raiders have some pretty damn bloody ass moments, but this film as well, it's pretty gnarly even. Yeah. This film is nuts. But yeah, the villains are pretty menacing. They're very violent and they don't care. They're very threatening. That's all I gotta say. And all the actors did a great job. The direction by Steven Spielberg is still as good as usual. It's so damn good. Spielberg as a director. It looks great. It feels great, and you're just in the ride of this adventure. And the writing, of course, story by great George Lucas. Of course, the creator of Star Wars. Yeah, George Lucas's story is really cool. It's really fun though. That's the thing. This is a fun film. If I have to like pick out a film that I'd probably see again for that aspect of fun, would very much be Temple of Doom, because it's just a really good time from beginning to end. It's just great. A really lovely film, and yeah, the story's really good. They definitely test the limits. The chemistry between the cast is great. Everybody did a great job playing the characters, and everybody just works very well in this film. The chemistry, all three of them, they work very well together. The cinematography is great. I mean, the shots are great. It looks like it's a really damn good looking film. The action scenes are pretty cool. Of course, this is not the most action, like the ones where you're like, oh, okay, I remember the action from this film. Like, it's not a very action oriented film. I mean, there's action in it, but nothing that you're gonna take out that's gonna be like special or anything. It's just action scenes that are pretty cool, pretty well made. There's an action scene in the catacombs that are pretty cool, or the action scenes where they're in the tunnels and shit. That was pretty dope. But other than that, this is not the most action-oriented film. The music by John Williams is still amazing. I mean, John Williams, again, is just a master of music and just a master of his craft. And just the theme song of Indiana Jones and just the tone of this film, it works very well with John Williams' score. And yeah, all around a great film. This is probably the most enjoyable of the trilogy. I'm not saying like the last two are great. I mean, the first Raiders is amazing. But this film is definitely the most fun time, enjoyable, like, you can have a blast, and it's just a great movie. I mean, I don't know, I really dig this film. I really had fun, so for that, I'm going to give Temple of the Doom a 4 out of 5 stars. It's great, it's a really fun film, and it's worth definitely buying on the Blu-ray, and it's great. Of course, Temple of the Doom is definitely not a movie I'd take the kiddos see, but you want to test the limits, show the kids, but there's a lot of shit in this film that kids should not see, especially things that they do that are very tough, that you're like, wow, they're doing that. That's crazy. But yeah, those are my thoughts for Temple of the Doom, and I'll see you guys in the next review.